You know, come on, and the whole world has to answer right now to the time you once again. You know I'm bad, you know it. You know I'm bad, I'm bad, baby. I'm bad, you know it, you know it. And the whole world has to answer right now to the time you once again. Who's bad?
Before we get started, let's take a second to hit that subscribe button.
January. Michael established the Michael Jackson United Negro College Fund Endowed Scholarship Fund with a value of $1.5 million. The fund is dedicated to supporting students specializing in performance, art, and communications, providing annual financial aid to students enrolled in a UNCF member college or university. There is speculation that Michael Jackson will make a guest appearance on the TV drama, The Colbys. Five Star, the British band, has allegedly received an invitation to record with Michael in the United States. Michael Jackson and the remaining Beatles collaborate for the first time to safeguard the Beatles' work. Michael Jackson secures a court order preventing the sale of 3 bootleg films that have surfaced in the market: The Beatles in Tokyo, The Beatles in the Magical Mystery Tour, and The Beatles at Shea Stadium. Michael is on the cover of High Fidelity and Globe magazines. January 25th to 26th. Dick Clark's Rock, Roll, and Remember LP, a various artists' radio broadcast recording featuring 16 group and solo songs by Michael and the Jacksons, as well as a 7-part interview with Michael, is aired. January 27th. Michael arrives at the 13th Annual American Music Awards halfway through the ceremony, accompanied by Elizabeth Taylor. At the event, Michael, Quincy Jones, Lionel Richie, and promoter Ken Cragen receive awards for their work on We Are the World. Catherine, LaToya, Rebe, and Janet are also present at the ceremony. Janet introduces her new boyfriend, Rene Elizondo Jr., in her first public appearance with him. To close the show, Michael collaborates with numerous celebrities, including Diana Ross, Janet, and LaToya, to perform the award-winning song. February. Rumor has it that Michael Jackson was set to be Diana Ross's best man at her wedding, but he backed out at the 11th hour and ceased communication with Diana. She previously tied the knot with Arne Næss Jr., a Norwegian millionaire, in a private New York ceremony back in October 1985. This time, their wedding was commenced publicly in Switzerland. February 2nd. A profile on Quincy Jones is featured on the CBS 60 Minutes program, where Michael Jackson is interviewed for 5 minutes solely discussing Quincy. February 18th. A 14-year-old heart transplant recipient, Donna Ashlock, residing in Patterson, California, who is battling a terminal degenerative heart condition, receives a phone call from Michael Jackson after discovering her dedicated fandom. Michael sends her good wishes and extends an invitation to visit him at the Casio Family residence when she is in better health. February 25th. Michael and Lionel Richie were present at the 28th Annual Grammy Awards, where We Are the World secured victories in 4 out of its 6 nominations: Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group, and Best Music Video, Short Film. March. Former Victory Tour promoter Frank Russo has lost his claim against the Jacksons for breach of contract. However, he is still seeking compensation for his 3-week managerial role. A contract worth $18 million has been finalized between Michael Jackson and Entertainment Properties, Inc. This agreement involves the production of a clothing line for children under Michael's name. Michael is on the cover of Right On Focus, and Hey magazines. March 8th. Heart transplant recipient Donna Ashlock paid a visit to Michael Jackson at his residence in Encino, California. They shared lunch and watched a movie together. A According to the narrative, Donna had received a heart transplant from her 15-year-old boyfriend, Felipe Garza Jr., who selflessly donated his heart just 3 weeks before succumbing to a fatal burst blood vessel in his head. Tragically, 3 years after her heart surgery, Donna passed away due to severe complications from her body rejecting the transplanted heart, resulting in arrhythmia or irregular heartbeat. March 11th. We Are the World wins the 1985 People's Choice Award as Favorite New Song. Neither Michael or Lionel attended the presentation, which is aired on the CBS network. USA for Africa member Kenny Rogers accepts the award on their behalf. April. Good Friday and We Are the World is again broadcast simultaneously by radio stations around the world. The release of Hands Across America, We Are the World was in support of the Hands Across America project initiated by USA for Africa. Originally credited to Voices of America on early releases, We Are the World was later correctly attributed to USA for Africa. Michael escorts Elizabeth Taylor to the grand opening of the Hollywood Park Racetrack in Inglewood, California. The transfer of Michael Jackson's song catalog, ATV Music Publishing switched over to MCA Music Publishing. During an interview, George Michael mentioned that he would be recording with Michael in June, and the song's proceeds would support the African Relief Fund. Michael is on the cover of Right On magazine. May. St. Vincent, a Caribbean island situated north of Grenada in the Grenadines chain, has started releasing postage stamps featuring Michael Jackson's image. These stamps should not be mistaken for the prohibited ones attempted for issue by the British Virgin Islands. Michael, Elizabeth, Lionel Richie, and Mikhail Baryshnikov were spotted at the LA Bullet opening night party in Los Angeles. Michael goes to Jermaine's concert in Los Angeles accompanied by Janet and LaToya. He adopts the disguise of Uncle Willie. Michael is on the cover of National Enquirer and Black Sounds magazines. May 5th. Michael is set to shoot 3 more Pepsi commercials for an unprecedented $15 million fee as reported. However, Pepsi refutes the claim, stating that the fee is not as substantial. May 9th. Michael, accompanied by Emmanuel Lewis and assistants, stays at the Helmsley Palace Hotel. Afterwards, they embark on a shopping spree at Video Shack. May 10th. Michael goes to the Sunday matinee of Broadway's Big Deal with Emmanuel Lewis, and afterward, he watches JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling, featuring Richard Pryor at the Coronet Theater. May 11th. On another visit to Video Shack, Michael buys The Goonies for Emmanuel's viewing. May 12th. A press conference is held in New York's Red Parrot, announcing the new PepsiCo contract with Michael Jackson. A 2-year endorsement deal worth a staggering $50 million. Included 2 Pepsi commercials and the sponsorship of Michael's first solo tour. Michael also held the second biggest commercial sponsorship deal in history for Pepsi's underwriting of his 1984 Victory Tour for $6 million. In one of the ballrooms at the Helmsley Palace Hotel, Michael receives a Guinness Book of World Records plaque for having received the largest fee ever paid for a product endorsement, a reported $15 million from Pepsi Cola. May 13th. On their last evening in New York, Michael, Emmanuel Lewis, and their bodyguards watch The Little Shop of Horrors in New York's East Village. May 19th. Looking Back to Yesterday, never before released Masters LP, an anthology of early Michael Jackson and Jackson 5 songs, is released on Motown. June. Michael's pet boa constrictor, Muscles, passes away. He then befriends a 300-pound 18-foot python named Crusher. Additionally, Michael acquires a giraffe named Mahali for $15,000 from the Sedgwick County Zoo in Wichita, Kansas. Michael undergoes his 4th rhinoplasty, and he also asks Stephen Hoeflin to create a cleft in his chin. Michael and Corey Feldman go to Disneyland. For the first time, Michael is seen in public with a surgical mask. Michael is on the cover of Fresh magazine. July. Michael is on the cover of Ragazza in magazine. July 4th. Michael goes to the annual 4th of July picnic and barbecue at Skywalker Ranch, the estate of George Lucas, situated in a secluded but spacious area close to Nicasio, California, in Marin County. July 30th. Michael is present at the funeral of film director Vincent Minnelli at Forest Lawn Cemetery in Glendale, California, accompanied by Minnelli's daughter, Liza, and his widow, Lee Anderson. August. A range of Jackson 5 albums are released by Motown. Most notable of these new collections of old songs is the Michael Jackson Anthology. Quincy Jones sets up a meeting with Prince, and the question is asked if he would consider recording on the song Bad as a duet with Michael, but Prince refuses, stating the song will still be a hit, even without him. 11-year-old Amanda Porter appeared on Good Morning America to talk about a rare genetic eye condition that had made her gradually lose her eyesight. On the program, the interviewer asked her which celebrity she would like to meet, and she said, Michael Jackson. Jackson happened to watch the show, and shortly after the interview, he turned up at the hotel where Amanda's family was staying with a lot of gifts to the girl. They became friends, and the friendship with the family lasted for many years. Michael is on the cover of Ojai magazine. August 25th. Michael meets Leonard Bernstein during a concert by the New York Philharmonic at Royce Hall in Los Angeles, thanks to singer David Pack, who organized Bernstein's wish to meet Michael for his birthday. Backstage, after the concert, Leonard Bernstein, known to be a great seducer, receptive to Michael's compliments, reportedly embraced him and kissed him on the mouth. That same evening, Michael attends a dinner at Bernstein's for his 68th birthday along with Quincy Jones. Some witnesses say that Michael at some point found himself alone with Bernstein on a tour of his home, but when he finally emerged, he looked angrily disturbed and had tears in his eyes. September. Michael attends the concert of the Norwegian group Ojai in Hollywood. He is accompanied by Sophia Loren and arrives in a surgical mask. A library in the town of Ojai of Hollywood says it will ignore overdue book fines from Michael if he agrees to autograph them on return. Michael is on the cover of The Sun and Black Beat magazines. September 12th. Captain EO, a 17-minute 3D space fantasy movie by Michael Jackson, debuted at Disney World's Epcot Center in Florida. This collaboration with George Lucas and Francis Coppola cost an estimated $30 million, making it the most expensive film per minute. Michael Jackson plays the lead role, with Angelica Huston co-starring, and the movie features 2 new songs by Michael, Another Part of Me, and We Are Here to Change the World. September 13th. Captain EO debuts at Disneyland in Pasadena, California. September 16th. Michael is featured on the front page of the National Enquirer inside an oxygen chamber. The photo is submitted by Frank DeLeo, and there are rumors that Michael's personal doctor, Steve Hoeflin, mentioned Michael's interest in buying a similar chamber, believing it would enhance his longevity. September 29th. A new collection of children's clothing featuring Michael Jackson's brand is introduced at the Palladium nightclub in New York by Entertainment Properties, Inc. Each garment is adorned with the MJ monogram. October. Former Victory Tour promoter Frank Russo's claims over a 3-week managerial stint are finally settled out of court. After 2 years of discussions and negotiations on a musical film script for Geffen Productions, the project was ultimately abandoned because Michael was unhappy with it. Rumors suggest that Michael has declined to allow any more Beatles songs to be used in the London musical, Lennon. The promoters had plans to take the show on a 15-city tour. Michael is on the cover of Video Rock Stars magazine. November. Michael and Elizabeth Taylor attend a Liza Minnelli concert at the Universal Amphitheater in Hollywood. Motown on Showtime, a Showtime cable TV series dedicated to Motown artists, will shine a spotlight on the Jackson 5. Scheduled to broadcast in March 1987, this 60-minute special will showcase the careers of the Jacksons and Michael. The British music press has announced that Michael will be launching a single and an album in January and February of 1987. It's believed that he has enough material for 3 albums, with a duet featuring George Michael being a strong possibility. Additionally, there are reports suggesting that Michael will record a duet with Barbra Streisand for his upcoming LP. Magic Beat perfume is marketed by Michael Jackson. There are 3 fragrances released: Wildfire, Unwind, and Heartbeat. Michael's Pets brand features a range of stuffed animals inspired by his personal zoo. The collection includes characters like Cool Bear, modeled after Michael himself, as well as other animals from his zoo such as Jabbar the giraffe, Louie the llama, Muscles the snake, Bubbles the chimp, Uncle Tookie the frog, Michael's nickname for Frank DeLeo, Spanky and Mr. Bill the dogs, Susie the rabbit, and Janine the ostrich. Michael is on the cover of Video Life, Sunday, National Enquirer, and Jet magazines. November 6th. According to Rolling Stone, Michael is collaborating with the rap group Run DMC on an anti-drug track for his upcoming album. The music video is rumored to be directed by Martin Scorsese. Rick Rubin from Def Jam Recordings mentioned that Michael declined the Beastie Boys' request to rework the Beatles song I'm Down with explicit lyrics, deeming it inappropriate. November 12th. Among People magazine's all-time most popular editions, the highest spot for third goes to the issue released on February 13, 1984, featuring Michael on the cover and selling 3.5 million copies. The issue included an article detailing his burn injuries. November 15th. Their very best back-to-back, showcasing Motown's top recording artists Michael, Diana Ross, Gladys Knight, and Stevie Wonder, debuts on the UK Top 100 Albums chart at number 21, holding its position for 10 weeks. Mid-November. Michael stays at the Hemsley Palace Hotel in NYC, where he rehearses the choreography for the Bad short film with dancers Jeffrey Daniel, Casper Candidate, and Greg Berg. While in town, Michael also visits the Casio family at their New Jersey home, a family he met in the early 80s through Dominic Casio at a hotel, and they became friends. Dominic took him to meet his wife and kids, and from there, Michael had developed a relationship with them. He felt as if they were his second family because of their hospitality. November 18th. The premiere of the making of Disney's Captain EO is showcased on the Disney Channel on cable TV. November 19th to mid-December. Michael films a 16-minute short film for the song Bad, directed by Martin Scorsese and featuring Wesley Snipes. Boys at Masters School in Dobbs Ferry, a small hamlet in upstate New York, enjoy a day off when a record company seeks extras for a pop video. Upon arrival, they find out they are participating in a Michael Jackson video. Filming takes place on a commuter train and in a Bronx subway station. Directed by Martin Scorsese, Michael's upcoming 16-minute video, Bad, narrates the tale of Daryl, a black youth from the ghetto who feels out of place with his old neighborhood friends after returning from his private prep school. Loosely based on a true story, the video captures this narrative. Elizabeth Taylor, Quincy Jones, and Sean Lennon visit Michael on the set. December. Billboard magazine has ranked Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, and Forever as the second top music video of the year, following its VHS home video release. Michael is on the cover of National Enquirer and Starburst magazines. December 10th. Michael Jackson steps down from the USA for Africa Board of Directors. While the exact reasons remain unknown, it is speculated to be linked to a dispute regarding the use of We Are the World as the B-side for Hands Across America. December 14th. Michael is present at a presentation in New York City hosted by the American Friends of the Hebrew University, where Steven Spielberg is honored with the prestigious Scopus Award. December 19th. Michael, Jonathan Spence, and Frank DeLeo were spotted attending a show of The Little Shop of Horror at the Beekman Theater in New York City.